Hey guys, it's the History Nerd and we're back with another exciting episode of Sound Hunter 5. Where we last left off, we'd come down to the Celtic Sea to do some convoy sinking, and we in fact did even do some sinking. As Dieter was so kind to tell us, our batteries are now operational. We've got a hull that's at like 63%. So the plan for today is to head back to Wilhelmshaven. Hopefully we get back there before, you know, the German army captures France and we have to go all the way back to Lorient to rebase. Oh, come on, game. There we go. Making me all nervous and stuff. That's not a good spot. So yeah, we're heading back to... This is probably going to be annoying. So we'll do something like that. We're heading back to Wilhelmshaven. Get the hull patched up. Get the Grey Wolf, you know, fixed up. Get the crew a little bit of a break. Let's pull that in. This patrol hasn't been that long, to be honest. We started it on what? The 18th. It's now the 23rd of May, so we haven't been out long. But when you get into a surface gunnery duel with 6 cargo ships that are armed, chances are you're going to take some damage. So, yeah, back to port, and then we'll see what the situation is from there. I would expect, you know, for some things to have changed. Certainly the Southwestern Approaches mission will be gone, and we should be moving on to something else. And so we'll see what the world has in store for the crew of the Grey Wolf. On that, I'll see you guys when I've got something far more exciting to share. See you guys in a bit. So as we pull back into Wilhelmshaven port, and indeed our sub-command is still here, thank God, I want to go over a question that I can finally answer from a very, very long time ago. Let me just find this. Okay, so I was traveling for most of that journey on speed 4 to get us going at a whopping 23 knots, or basically 45 kilometers an hour. And we can see here at 12:30 our diesel reserve went down to 50%. And then at 11:44 our diesel reserve went down to 25%. So in less than a day we burned through a quarter of our fuel going, you know, speed 4, or real quick. Now, when you're out here, you know, close to life, it's not all that bad, but it's still, you know, pretty quick for the fuel loss. You'd basically get 4 days, you get less than 4 days of fuel if you're touring around going speed 4. So this is why I'm generally going speed 2, maybe speed 3, because the fuel use is much better. So that's why I'm not going crazy. Certainly too, when you consider that it's only an improvement of 3 knots, it's definitely not worth burning through your fuel that quickly. I find speed 4 and 5 generally best used for emergency situations. Not that this was an emergency situation, but I finally got the data to prove me, or to back me up, to prove me up, however you want to put it. Anyway, as you can see, we are back here in Wilhelmshaven, but I've got no way to end the patrol, so I'm going to have to do the save and load jiggery-jew, and then I will see you guys when we got something exciting to do. See you in a bit. Alright, here we are back in port, probably for the last time in Wilhelmshaven. So that's a good sign. You are not who I'm looking for. You are who I'm looking for. What can I do to my boat to upgrade it?
Sure thing.
Still just the T1s, huh? Okay, so we'll just go ahead and load up all the steam torpedoes. Not enough space for another torpedo. I understand. I don't think we've got any upgrades here, so we're fine for that. Do we want that? No, because we got that. Yeah, no, we don't need that. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Nothing going on. Camouflage is fine. Captain's emblem is obviously fine. 6,200 renown, that's not bad. I wouldn't mind that being higher, but what can you do? What are my orders?
Come in, Captain. I have just received your orders from Naval High Command.
Okay, so that hasn't changed. That's fine. Obviously, we're going to have to request the only thing we can request, despite the fact that it's like the end of the day, or the end of the day, the end of the month, and we're going to have a new mission almost immediately upon setting out. So, I am going to see you guys after I've seen my second load screen in the space of 5 minutes. See you in a bit. We're back! Setting sail. It is now June the 11th, so obviously the western approaches, or the southwestern approaches, that mission's gone. We've got nothing else to do. We are basically free to go hunt whatever we want. So what, pray tell, do we want to go hunting today? We can pull that out a little like so. We've got a friendly freighter sitting in the middle of everything. We can just head on out to the great unknown. So what do we want to do? Well, I mean, obviously we're going to get some raiding done. But what kind of raiding? Do we want to go pop into Scapa Flow? See what's going on there? Why is this popping up? Southwestern approaches. I guess we failed that. Well, fine. 4 out of 10 victory points obtained. You failed to achieve the strategic goals established by High Command. The war continues, but Germany will deeply feel the setback as the enemy grows stronger. Oh, so that's it. Well, then I was misinformed as to how the no mission mod worked. Who knew? Well, shit. I wasn't expecting this. Well, we've certainly seen part of my complaint about Silent Hunter there. Like, because if we go back... Yeah, that's fine. Load in, right? Like, that's the entering of the base. Want to see something. Because that's just frustrating. I want to see my final tonnage totals. And, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't really know what the hell was going on there. And unfortunately, there's no way to, like, go back to this save and fix it. Unless maybe I don't rebase when I do. If I just sort of stay out with a horribly damaged ship. Alright, Captain Deadeyes.
Welcome back.
Let's go. Yeah, that's fine. So maybe that's what I can do, because I do remember reading that you shouldn't rebase as the mission is transferring over, so that could be it. Except I've overwritten that save, so we'd have to go back to the Wilhelmshaven base and then just, like, tour around somewhere else. We might do that. Alright, let's get out of here. Right, and so then this should pop up at some point. I'm guessing. We'll, getting a bit too close to one side.
Course 323. Ship sighted. Bearing 297. New waypoint. Course
right.
214.
Get that freaking periscope down.
277.
And we will close these off. Only getting 4 of the 10 strategic objectives completed. That's ridiculous. Come on. Just want that screen to pop up again. But I don't know that it will?
New waypoint. Course 345.
Alright, well, let's just continue going forward. If we can. Come on, game. I have faith in your ability to make it. Right? 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 Game? Game?
Ship sighted. Airing.
181.
We doing okay here?
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Like, do we just need to stay in first person? Regardless, it doesn't look like the game's going to be kicking me out this time. So, good. So all you need to do is just restart, that's all.
It's one of ours. Airing.
Alright, then as for what we're going to do today, do we go up to Scapa Flow today? I don't know. There are an awful lot of British ships sitting there, it appears. But the air, oh god, the air, it's never ending. I don't know if I want to be going up against the east coast of England. So I mean, I guess then, yeah.
New waypoint. Course.
Let's hit Scapa Flow. Why not? It's been a while since we've been there. It's been a couple of episodes, that's for sure. We got a crew that's filled with torpedoes and fuel. So,
Slow speed ahead.
we might as well head that direction. And I bet we've got tons of promotion points. Let's do this with a slightly better background. Willie, you're good. Crush depth would probably be a good thing. Underwater maneuvering. We'll keep Emil there in mind. Don't do anything to change the speed. Longer range and higher damage. That is not what we want. We want load time and lack of duds. So we'll get all those in, and we might as well get the microwaver up. It's putting a lot of points into our torpedo man there. That's fine. We'll do that. I'm happy with that. That's good for crew upgrades. Do we want to ruin anyone's morale? I think everybody has a medal by now, right? So everyone's morale should be where it can be. Right? Right. Lovely. Alright. Off to Scapa Flow. That's the plan there. Have you got anything more to talk about?
That guy is so...
Yeah.
Yes,
Nothing more to
sir.
say. Okay. Alright. Well, unless the game decides we haven't done enough to sink things, we're off to Scapa Flow to sink ourselves some more capital ships. See you guys in a bit. As is to be expected, we're getting buzzed by a little twin-engine bomber here. We're getting close to Scapa Flow, so I mean, this isn't unexpected. It's still light out. You know, there's tons of things going on here that I'm totally fine with getting buzzed by this guy about. And as you guys can see, I can see my anti-aircraft ammunition now, which is absolutely lovely. Not that it's doing much good. I can't seem to hit this plane at all. Now, in the comments the other day, I had someone say that if I man the aircraft or the anti-aircraft guns, I can then tell my crew to fire at will. Explain to me how. Because if I do this and I say, hey, Dieter, man the flak guns, thank you very much. If we take a look at this, we've got no commands for those gun crews. If I go over here then and then man this, how do I tell anybody to do anything? I've got no commands. If I go F6, which is flak,
Surface the boat.
that's apparently surfacing the boat.
Surface the boat.
So, I don't think you're right, is basically what I'm saying. There's no way to... And I understand, like, I mean, I've seen Taffin Exile's Silent Hunter play. I've seen his series. I've seen his crew commands that are completely filled up and have tons of options. I've also seen, like, you know, I mean, his upgrading and modifying of the U-boats far more advanced and different than me. He's got tons of different torpedo types than me. What this tells me is he and I are playing two different versions of the game, which is no surprise when you consider how necessary mods are for this ridiculous piece of video game entertainment. I don't know what mods he's using. They're not my mods. So, you know, things are different. That's just the way things go. But yeah, my version of Silent Hunter, there's no way for me to tell my gun crew to fire at will. Not a single one, huh? Am I just that bad? Let's see how my actual gun crew does. Oh, is that not actually targetable? Or is it behind? There we go. Alright. So, yeah. Watch and wonder as my gun crew horribly shoots underneath planes. So we'll just get him in a bit closer. So we can see the plane. It's just there. It's a little tiny speck. I mean, that's the closest they've been ever. But I mean, needless to say, now they're just wasting a whole bunch of ammunition. We take a look at this. We're down 200 rounds. We started 480 rounds per gun. Well, time acceleration there was not my friend. Give me control of the head. It's already too late. Perhaps the best idea here would be just to drop under. But it's kind of a point of pride now. You know? I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick of this guy being a jerk. There we go. Point of pride done. All I needed to do was just get mad. Perhaps stow your gun in a different direction. My bad. Dieter?
Yes, sir.
Secure the damn flak guns, because, I mean, I love my boys, but they're useless. We're getting close, kind of. Nowhere near as close as I would like to be, obviously. We're going to be coming in under the cover of darkness, which is nice for at least sneaking past all of the escorts. Should be guarding the entrance. I'm also going to want to make sure Benno's, like, on the ball when it comes to operating that hydrophone. Oh, look at this. Surprise, surprise. It's another bomber. It's another... No, it's just a fighter. So we could stay on the surface and, you know, let him dive bomb himself into the surface of the sea. I think at the moment, we'll just go ahead and go under. Yeah, we got some aircraft problems for sure. So let's get under. There we go. Continue on going. Speed 1. It's like really early to be going under here. We have a long way to go at 3 knots. And I would bet the planes are still here. I mean, they should theoretically, I guess, be able to see us. We are only at periscope depth. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not hearing or seeing any planes. Doesn't necessarily mean they're not there. Yeah, of course they're right there. That makes sense.
Shut down diesel engines.
Let's go ahead, speed 1. I guess we'll just continue on going ahead relatively for a while. I mean, we're not doing much to alter our course. I certainly don't blame the RAF for being able to pick us up quite quickly hereafter. At least we're able to get in nice and close. Looks like we're picking up a warship task force sitting there. That's pretty exciting. So let's see what we can do about this. I'm liking our battery power getting charged up to almost full. considering, you know, how you go about rating Scapa flow, it's good to have the battery power up as high as it possibly can be. You spend a lot of time underwater once you get in there. Is that freaking a small merchant convoy, a big-ass military task force? I think we're going to be hitting Scapa flow at a particularly good time to do so, which is nice. I'm a little concerned with the lack of surface contacts so far, but I guess I shouldn't be. I should just be excited that this is going to be slightly easier than it should be, I guess. I mean, sooner than later we should see some destroyers here. That's what I'm expecting. So let's see. Well, at least it's getting a bit stormy, so for once I'm okay with that. Their visibility range is going to be nice and low, so we can get relatively close here. In fact, let's see if we can get a visual on this ship. Am I even concerned that this thing is here? And the answer is yes. Also, how the hell can they not see me? Let's go under. Drop us down to speed 1. Benno, if you could pick that guy up, that would just be super groovy. And I think we're going to have no problem sneaking past him here. Just want to kind of keep my eye on their patrol. And then realize here when someone is going to get in the way, we'll just try to fail to outmaneuver him. So, well, but that doesn't seem like a good idea either. What if we just shut our engine down? But then taking a look at this, oh my god, is it shallow here? Okay. I don't think he'll wind up ramming us here. Now the question is, does he know something fishy's going on here? I'm gonna say yes. So, what do we do about that? Well, we could try and avoid this guy, I suppose. But why avoid? Can I have my head, please? No? No, not at all, huh? There we go. Okay. We could try to avoid him, but instead, let's try to sink him. Right? And now, even if he tries to speed up to avoid this, there's no avoiding this. You're so close. You got way too close, way too cocky, and now, Destroyer Captain, your crew's gonna die. Well, maybe not. You're close to land. They might be able to make the swim. Regardless, I would suggest your days as a Royal Navy captain probably closer to the end than the beginning. Now, of course, with a little maneuver like that, we're going to draw the attention of his buddy, so let's see if we can't just avoid. And that answer is looking like no, we can't. Do I still have... Oh, well, I mean, let's be honest. We're not going to get far if we keep our periscope up, are we? So if we go over to, like, here... Just a subtle remaneuver, and then we can do something like that... Certainly seems like the depth charging is getting out of control. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, I mean, you know, it's not a good thing. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what? F it. Just all the way up. I don't care. He knows we're here. I know he's there.
Torpedo depth set to 1 meters. Target marked. Firing 2.
So let's just do that.
Escort sighted. Bearing 229.
But like, this guy's gone completely off the radar. The map, I should say. Probably because he's hopefully dying. Looks like that's going to be a hit. Is it? It is. Alright. Well, that's an insta-kill on him. As he blows up. Like that. And so what this means is we can just happily continue on our merry way. Into port. That guy's going to slow right down. Our other escort is way out there. So, yeah. I think we're probably free to go back up on the surface now.
Ready.
And, yeah, we'll just continue our way in to Scapa Flow. So I will see you guys shortly. So a couple of things. One, let's pull our external reserve in, because we'll probably wind up needing it.
Bearing 7.
Secondly, if we take a look at the map, they're starting to get smart, and they're parking ships, you know, kind of where I'd want to be to enter the port. So, we got some careful maneuverings to do. Of course, first things first, we need to make it past the subnets, which should be kind of right in front of us here, right? Or have they? Yeah, they haven't removed them. So it looks like we're probably going to want to aim basically where we're going, straight ahead, right down the middle of this little chat. Well, not right down the middle. We want to kind of go off to one side. I suppose I could drop down quickly and let Benno do a hydrophone scan here.
Bearing 9.
We're going to have to drop down quicker than I'd normally like to because of the escorts there anyway. But it looks like, actually, if we just go
5 degrees to starboard.
like
We are in
that.
shallow waters, Captain.
Oh, don't even
Escort sighted.
play this game with me.
Returning to course.
Oh, you bastard. Okay. If we just go a little bit like that.
Oh, stop. Minimum speed ahead.
You know what? Get out. Yeah, we'll do this underwater. It'll be easier.
Periscope depth. Escort
And
sighted.
you can just
Bearing
sneak around that net. Are we under yet?
Shut down diesel
There we
engines.
go. Benno,
Depth
can you
10 meters.
pick up those nets? No? I'm a little concerned. I thought we'd be able to see those underwater. I mean, I know what'll happen if we miss this. We'll run into it, which is, you know, precisely what's going on here. So
Rudder 5 degrees to
just
starboard.
rudder a little bit to the right. Rudder a
Rudder
little bit to
5
the right.
degrees to starboard.
Okay, this is not working. We're not even
All
turning.
stop.
So back it up.
Minimum speed back.
Back it up. Alright. So what we want to do is to just go
waypoint. Course
like that.
22. Returning minimum to course. Speed ahead.
Full or minimum speed forward. And we should just sneak past these nets. Right? Oh, look at that. Like an effing pro. Okay. Well, that's step 1. Done.
New waypoint. Course 347.
Making it that far should be pretty easy.
We are in shallow waters.
I'm aware we're in shallow waters, Dieter. That's not a surprise to me. Come on. I don't necessarily want to put this sucker into travel time either. And we really should take a look at the situation up top. So let's get that down. And let's see how bad is this going to be.
352.
I don't think it's necessarily going to be that bad, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit closer to this guy.
Task force sighted. Bearing 343.
Even though we'd be able to loose enough torpedoes here quickly to take care of them. Okay, you know what? Travel. Let's just do this. And get ourselves into a good position here. Right, okay. So, if we want to sneak around these guys, and I imagine we do want to sneak around these guys, we're going to kind of want to do something like that. Perhaps not that last bit, and perhaps this doesn't need to be as aggressive. But let's see if we can just sneak past.
New contact. Warship moving fast. Moving away. Bearing 359.
And we should also bring this down ever so slightly. I don't necessarily care about getting a clear picture. Well, F it. Let's just bring it all the way down, shall we? We'll rely on Benno and his hydrophone listening abilities to sneak in. And not necessarily worry about much else.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Thing I want to do, take a look at the map. Nothing has changed. That's just fine. So, with us on the other side of these escorts, I will quickly just pop up the periscope, take a look around, and see if I can see a few more targets that we might want to be shooting at. I fully expect, of course, to see those two escorts there, but let's take a look. We got a fleet oiler over there. We got a freighter. We got another freighter. We got a nice passenger ship over there, which would probably be worth quite a fair amount of renown. We know we got the two escorts there that aren't that high on my list. I wonder, as always, should we go up here or should we go deeper in to find some good targets? I think today we'll kind of split the difference and go up this way to see if we can see anything juicy up in the middle of things. Because currently, like, I'm not even seeing any ship shadows that might be worth it. That guy back there looks like another freighter. I'm not seeing anything up there. So I'm thinking the juicy ships maybe further out in this direction.
Task force sighted. Bearing 85.
Time will tell. 8-5. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so your task force is just those two escorts. That's fine. We'll drop that down and continue going in. We are awfully close to that escort, who, if he was actively searching for us, he may have actually found us. But he wasn't actively searching for us, so good news all around. I don't know why he wasn't. He's parked right at the mouth of an area where he knew a submarine should be making an entrance. How's our battery power doing? Our battery power is doing just fine, thanks for asking. Let's see if we found any better targets here. Because this should be a target-rich environment, right? It's the Fleet Harbor, the Royal Navy. Let's try and use my words correctly, shall we? Got another freaking transport up over there. We got another little destroyer way down there. Oh, another. Those are the two destroyers guarding the mouth of the harbor.
Escort sighted. Bearing 255.
We got nice transport ship there. We got a little torpedo boat there, which is no concern to anybody. Another freighter. What else? Not much else.
Ship sighted.
Got the
Bearing
fleet oiler
18.
there. Got another freighter. And that looks to be about it. So, again, we're not really seeing anything there, so it's probably better to continue going in this direction and seeing if we can see something better over yonder, you know what I mean? There's only one freaking escort ship doing rounds here. It seems mysteriously low. I think that we're getting into the deeper part of the harbor now, which is good. Let's spin this around to the front.
2, 3, 6.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell through the fog, but I don't think there were any capital ships here for us today. So there's the actual harbor itself.
Bearing 115. Ship sighted. Bearing 2, 3.
But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that I would necessarily say is a big juicy target. So with that in mind, I think we'll just put ourselves in a position on this oiler over here. Because at the very least, that fleet oiler should be worth something.
Ship sighted. Bearing 1.
Right? So, but we can't get a lock on it. There we go. So what we can do is we can turn on the TDC, get a lock. We know it's a tanker, and I am just going to call it a Dale-class fleet oiler. So we can see, and if we want to get a good hit on this guy,
Set to 7 meters.
we want to put our torpedo depth to about 7. So that's good. We can break the lock. We'll turn that off.
Ship sighted. Bearing 1.
Okay. Now, with our torpedo going that low,
Switching to impact detonation only. Magnetic detonator switched on.
we'll make sure our magnetic detonator switched
Ship
on.
sighted. Bearing 2.
In fact, we could probably go just a hair under.
Set to 7 meters.
What I'm doing here is just troubleshooting how to get a very good break in the back shot on this guy. Let's just quickly take a look. Nobody's coming for us. So this should be just fine. So let's go ahead, break the lock and fire. And now what I'm hoping happens here is that this torpedo is deep enough that it'll go underneath the fleet oiler,
All stop.
wherever she may be. Damn sticky keys. So anyway, we're hoping to get the torpedo underneath the fleet oiler. Nervous about hitting shift now. Well, we can hold down. We'll be fine there. I'll have to remember to turn sticky keys off. What a ridiculous feature that is. We're hoping to get underneath and basically break the back of this guy. Time will tell if that's actually going to happen. Let's actually zoom in here so I can get a better judge for when that torpedo is going to get close. And that torpedo is getting close.
Torpedo impact.
And just like that, you can see we split an oiler in twain. Say what you will about my inability to complete mission objectives, I think being able to sink a Dale-class fleet oiler in one shot, well, I don't care who you are, that's worth it. Now, unfortunately, it looks like this wasn't, in fact, a Dale-class fleet oiler. It was just a Cimarron-class tanker for far less in the ways of tonnage, but I'm still pleased. One shot, one kill. That's not bad at all. We should probably continue doing that. So, I mean, why not? We got a few ships here that may be worth sinking. Unfortunately, no Royal Navy, like, military ships. But you know what? That's okay. Let's just scout the horizon out here, making sure there are no ship shadows out here that I may find interesting. You? What are you? You're an escort moving around, then I don't care about you. And then that's basically it, isn't it? So, where's the next big juicy target? I think the next big juicy target may be over here. With those two guys, possibly. I'm not... I mean, that looks like a decently large enough ship. Certainly potential for some tonnage, but I think those two would be a better bet.
New waypoint. Course 14.
So let's just go and get our sub turned around. Now, quite obviously, we've drawn the attention of the RAF. We did just sink a fleet oiler, so I mean, you know,
Target marked.
they're probably not all that pleased with us. So now we got a freighter to identify here, and let's see. Does that look like an auxiliary Penguin class cruiser? I don't think it does. Doesn't really look like a Comet either, which is not a surprise. I believe those are German ships. So what we're going to be looking for is something that matches.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Does that match? We got our little tower. We got our two... I don't think so, because I think that smokestack is bigger. I think what we're looking at there is a medium freighter, a steel Viking medium freighter, no less. So, that's great. We'll now break the lock. We will turn you on. We will turn you off. So we can see, I'm just going to do basically the same thing we did for the Cimarron class oiler. Getting the torpedo under. We'll get our lock, we'll break our lock, and we'll fire. Now, I'm not going to be doing this sort of identifying and, you know, setting up these ship back-breaking shots all that often. Certainly not when I'm on the move hunting, you know, convoys that are moving. But I think in situations like this, you know, port raiding, where we've got all the time in the world to sort of correctly identify the ship and, you know, understand that this ship is not moving. So, therefore, you know, setting up the depth to be right under is relatively easy. The ship's not going to be bobbing around. The seas aren't going to be wrecking havoc with the quote-unquote depth. It's just going to be easier this way to set up our ship breaking shots. And we'll see if it's actually going to work here.
Torpedo impact.
It feels like may not have been. I think we could have gone lower. So indeed, we've got all the time in the world. Let's set up tube number 2 to go just a little bit lower. Get ourselves a lock and fire.
2, los.
Now we can head back and see if we can break the back of this ship as well. It's kind of a moot point. We've already expended 1 torpedo on this. But, you know what? I'm fine spending 2. We pulled that reserve in for a reason. Those are aircraft, right? Because the long tube-like thing on the mini-map makes me think these airplanes are launching torpedoes, but I don't think they are. I think those are just planes. So, theoretically, we should be okay here. I'm not too concerned about the planes because we're underwater.
Torpedo impact.
That still seems like we could have gone deeper there.
Spotted bearing 337. Tube 1, ready.
And it also seems like nothing is really damaging this ship to the point of sinking.
Aircraft spotted. Bearing 305.
Which is certainly annoying. Now, they are dropping explosive thingies. And we do have...
Spotted. Bearing 114.
Alright, let's go, like, well under.
9 meters. Target.
Get ourselves a lock.
Close.
And let's also drop down our periscope and maybe reposition ourselves just a little bit here. That would probably be a good idea. And in fact, I think it may even be... I think they're just trying to shoot the torpedo. Good luck. I think it may even be time to bug out of here. Once we confirm that this ship is actually going to sink. I mean, it's got 2 torpedoes in it. It should be sinking.
Torpedo impact.
How was that? Because that was definitely deeper. Like, I would like to imagine that 3 torpedoes hitting roughly the same location this low on the ship would just kill it. But apparently, not so today. Well, that's fine. We'll start plotting our way out of here.
Tube 2, ready.
We are in shallow waters.
I don't think, you know, we need to expend any more torpedoes. We got a tanker. That's good. For whatever reason, we've also got a freighter that just won't die. So I don't think this is it, though, is it? It's definitely not it. It's also definitely a larger ship. So, but then where's the ship I was shooting this whole time? Is this it here? Slowly sinking? Slowly getting deeper? It's definitely not it. This is another tanker. Did it sink? Must have. Yep. Steel Viking medium freighter for 7,700 tons. That's not bad. Why isn't it showing up then? Probably because I've got this game in such a bugged out state. From being in a position of I should have failed, but I didn't.
New waypoint. Course 3, 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've got to be getting pretty close to these destroyers here, taking a look for us. So where are there we go. Okay.
Closing tube 1.
But I can't get a lock on this guy?
Bearing 294.
Is there any reason for that? There we go. Now I can get a lock on this guy. Okay. All the way to the top. Absolutely as fast as you can possibly go. We'll just let this angle get a little bit better here. I don't necessarily think I need to sink this boat. Because, I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to be coming for us at all. Yeah, so, I mean, if these guys aren't going to move, I'm not going to waste the time or the ordnance just sinking another destroyer. Now, of course, we have to be concerned about the subnets again. I should have marked them on my way in. But I think if we stay sort of here-ish, that should be pretty good. Alright, I have a feeling if we just go straight, we'll be fine. Our battery power is at a 69%. That's even better than 100. But if we go straight ahead here... Alright, that should be sticky keys off. Where am I? The deep dark depths of the unknown. It's casting a shadow here. Who knows? Straight ahead. I think we're gonna clear it? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we should be good. Right? And if I look closely here, that, to me, certainly looks like a mine. I didn't see those coming on the way in. Now I'm nervous. Like... So we missed that one fairly safely. And then I think we'll miss that one too. Why would you put the mines in front of... I guess that isn't technically in front of the nets, is it? So... yeah, we're clear. We're clear, right? Clear of the netting. Good. Clear of the mine. Good. I've got to check my freaking mods because Dieter, or not Dieter, Benno should be picking those things up on the hydrophone. I'm a little concerned that he's not. Something tells me that mod may not have got itself installed correctly, which is fine. That's easy enough to fix. Anyway, we'll just go plot our course out of here. I don't think they've replaced the escorts there, which is good. We can get up on the surface. Of course, we're going to have issues with aircraft, but at least it's night. Those guys are flying away from us, so we can come down here, going speed 3, and we should be able to clear the area relatively successfully. Alright guys, well, I don't know how good of a state the game is going to be in. I think theoretically we've lost. Considering we're just at the point where Happy Times is starting, what I could always do is just start a new career, starting in the Happy Times point, and just starting fresh with the same characters and everything. Obviously none of the renown, but you know what, we can get renown relatively easily, especially this early in the game. I don't think having a U-boat that is basically, you know, stock for 39 is going to be all that bad. Stock for 1940. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I'll keep pushing it, see how things go. But I am a little nervous that, like, you know, it's June 15th and we don't have any missions. At least we're still getting tonnage, so that's something. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave the episode here for today. So let's start a new save. I'll leave the special characters out just in case that causes issues. You never know. We'll go ahead and give this an exit. So, I mean, obviously things are still... The southwestern approaches is listed as incomplete. That's interesting, because that mission is done. I have a feeling this is boinked. I think next time we're going to be starting fresh from Happy Times. Because as far as I'm concerned, we didn't technically lose, right? We're not dead, so we can continue. Anyway, guys, on that note, thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.